The Council on Domestic Abuse Shelter in Terre Haute is facing the chance of closing the emergency shelter if they don't raise $150,000 in the next few weeks. Taylor Johnson visited the CODA house today and joins us with what it could mean if the money doesn't arrive in time. People concerned about this, I'm sure. Very much so, Mike. So right now, nearly 40 people stay in CODA house, and they are survivors of domestic abuse, sexual assault, or those who are just seeking shelter. But if CODA doesn't get the money needed to stay open, they'll soon have nowhere to go.
Before I came here, I was in the woods for 7 months.
Karina Bush says a traumatic experience left her with nowhere to go until CODA.
CODA's helped me tremendously to where I am right now. Before, I don't think I could even speak in front of a camera.
Recently, CODA has seen a decline in state funding.
In October of last year, we had to make a change to quarterly reimbursement claims. That meant instead of us having to have $50,000 in the bank, we're now required to have $150,000 in the bank.
With that change comes a big problem.
We were in a position where we're going to have to shut down non-residential programming. By September 13th, that will be the last day that we'll have all-night programming at the emergency shelter.
The chance of the shelter closing is a shock to those who live at CODA and work there.
We've got people that are really, really close to getting on their feet, and then we're handed this news, and it caused a bit of a panic last night and a lot of emotions.
There's a lot of people that are going to be homeless if this place closes.
But there's a way to keep it open.
We're trying to do a campaign where we find 1,000 people to gather $150 in donations, and that would equal $150,000, which would equal the reserve money that we need to continue operating until we get our grant reimbursement claims back.
And the residents have hope that it's possible.
They have a lot of optimism, like we can do this, our community will come together hopefully and keep our services open.
If we could get these funds and keep CODA House open, it would be great.
If CODA does not raise the $150,000 by the September 13th deadline, it could also mean a cut in employees, taking their staff from 30 people to only 4. Also, if resident services are suspended, those seeking shelter can take advantage of CODA's non-residential services from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Some trying times there. What would happen if they don't raise enough money, and what would happen to those folks that are there?
So the residents who are there right now, the CODA House staff would try to find another place for them to go, but unfortunately other shelters are pretty far away, so they would have to go to either Indianapolis, Bloomington, or Evansville.
All right, I'm sure we'll keep up to date on this as they proceed.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Taylor.